Want to get creeped out? Let's talk about the Raven Man ritual. This is essentially a summoning ritual where you are calling upon a dark entity called the Raven Man. You can ask him for knowledge or favors, but of course it comes at a cost. If you ask too much of him, he might call upon you later to return the favor. And whatever he's going to ask you to do, you're not going to like. Also, let me know if you would do a ritual if you're crazy enough, but don't do it, but just tell me if you're crazy enough too. Of course, the raven is an omen of death, but it's also a symbol of wisdom, cleverness, and being deeply aware. This duality reflects the nature of the Raven Man. Oh, and in case you don't know, I do not suggest you do this ritual. I wouldn't do it, okay? I like creepy stories, okay? We understand each other? Because whether you believe in the Raven Man or not, whether you believe in the Midnight Man, whether you believe in the man in the fields, okay? I don't care what you believe in. I don't care. I don't care what I believe in. When you invite something into your home, into your space, I don't know what's going to show up. I don't know if it's going to be the Midnight Man or the man in the fields or the Raven Man. It could be something worse. It could be something better. I don't know. That's a gamble that I'm not going to take. I'm not much of a gambling girl. Anyways, moving on. Now, there are two different ways that you can do this ritual. The first way is alone, and the second way is with two other people. But the second way is harder and more dangerous. So first, I'm going to give you a little explanation on the solo mission. You got to do it at night. It should specifically be on a night where it is cloudy or moonless. There cannot be any artificial light, no glow from street lights, electronics, headlights. You got the picture. No glow. And you need to do this in a quiet place where you will not be disturbed. You will need 5 candles, a lighter, or matches if you want to have that cool ritual vibe. Salt, always great for when you're doing anything spiritually risky. A sharp object in which to draw plasma from yourself, a candle snuffer, which is optional, or a wet cloth, something you can put a candle out with other than blowing it out. And you will also need a talisman or an object of protection, something you believe in. That's the most important thing. Step 1, block out all outside light. Draw the curtains and turn off all electrical devices. Number 2, create a circle of salt, but do not get in the circle of salt. This circle of salt is not for you. Sit outside of the circle of salt, facing it. Place 5 candles in front of you. Light the first 4 candles one at a time, and as you light each candle, and here's a little flaw in the ritual that I found, it says light the first 4 candles one at a time and say each part of this incantation, but there's only 3 parts to it, and you're supposed to light 4 candles. So my advice is to light the first candle and then say it with the other 3. I don't know. Anyways, you say, on this dark night, I call on the Raven Man. That's number 1. Appear before me, here and now. That's number 2. And number 3 is, and do my will. Then you're supposed to use something pointy, give your finger a little nick, which this is offering a part of yourself. Not a good idea. I don't know if I made that clear or not, but it's not a good idea. Thank you. Anyways, you're going to put some of that plasma on the 5th candle and recite, the flame is my beacon. The plasma is my sacrifice. Sacrifice. Pay attention to that word. No. That means don't do it. And then you're going to light that 5th candle. After you light the 5th candle, the Raven Man will make his presence known. But lucky for you, he's going to be confined to the inner circle of your salt ring. It also says you might be able to see him, but most likely you can't see him, which is great because then you don't know if it's working or not, right? Not good. This is where you get your part of the deal. You can ask him any question. He's going to give you the information. If you need someone to do something for you, he's going to do it for you if you ask him to. But it does specifically say not to disrespect him, which is fair. Don't disrespect anyone. Once he's done everything you've asked him to do, although it does say don't ask him to do too much, okay? Don't be an ungrateful little spoiled brat. Just ask for a few things. Don't be selfish. But anyways, after that, you thank him. You thank him for coming. You thank him for answering. And you thank him for granting your requests. In bold, do not bypass this step. Do not pass go. I don't think you want him to be pissed at you. Now you're going to clean up the salt, but you are not going to dispose of it. Instead, you are going to place it outside of any doors leading to your home. It says to keep the object of protection on you for the next several days and not to go anywhere without it, because if you do, that's when he might come to call on you and ask you for a favor in return. And that is when it's bad news bears. If you are asking the Raven Man questions, his answers might be pretty vague, but they will always be true and they will always be correct. I foresee him being like a classic magic 8-ball that you shake and ask the question to, and it replies, reply hazy, try again, or ask again later, or better not tell you now, can't predict that now. It's giving me those vibes. For anyone who wanted to hear how to do the ritual with 3 people instead of yourself. However, the original version is outdated. You can be any gender to do the ritual, even though again, I don't suggest doing it. I actually suggest not doing it at all, ever. But anyway, you can be any gender and you don't have to be a virgin. I don't even know if I can say that on here, but You don't have to be one. They even say the original version was a little sexist, and by they I mean the ghost in my machine, duh. I will explain it as the original, but just bear in mind, don't do the ritual though, so I don't even know why I'm telling you that. So anyways, prepare yourself for sexism. So person number one, a virgin female who is the offering. No, this video is probably gonna get flagged because I said that. The second one should be male, and it is the incanter. And the third is the witness, along with any other participants. So I guess you could do it with more than 3 people. Now, same as in the solo version, this needs to be done in a quiet, dark room. There cannot be any light whatsoever. Street lights, headlights, glow from the window coming in, none of it. No. Electronics, shut them all off. In this one, you also need to have a stationary burning flame, which can be a candle, or if you have a Zippo lighter. Do people still buy those? I used to work at Keyman Engravables and engrave those Zippo lighters. Anyways, it just has to be something that can be set down and will keep burning. But if you're bringing a candle, also bring matches or a lighter. You will also need, rather than salt, enough stones to create a large circle, and the stones all have to be touching each other. You'll also still need a sharp object for your plasma. You'll need a small piece of paper or cloth, and 3 questions specifically. Same as in the solo ritual. You have to do it at night, and it should be on a cloudy or moonless night. Make sure there's no light coming in, and make sure there's no one in the room who is not participating in this ritual, in this summoning ritual. I don't know how many times I have to say that it's a bad idea, but I just like to talk about scary things, but I have to say it a lot. And for any of you who are thinking to yourself, she told me not to do it, so now I'm going to do it. Okay, then do it. That's reverse psychology. I hope it worked. Now, the offering and the witness have to go inside of the stone circle. Any other witnesses, you're not the special witness. Stay outside of the circle. There can only be one special witness in the stone circle. The incanter needs to have the candle that they'll light with them, or the Zippo lighter with them, and they also have to have the sharp object to get the plasma. The offering should bring a piece of cloth or paper and matches if it is a candle. They need to bring matches. I don't know why I was pointing at myself like I could be the offering. I'm no virgin. That ship has long sailed. Anyways, the candle needs to be lit and then placed in the center of the circle. Now, the incanter and the offering need to go towards this candle, light, whatever you got going on, but they cannot touch each other. Very important. But this is when the incanter uses something pointy or sharp to get some plasma from the offering. But again, has to do so without their flesh touching. Now the offering, again pointing at myself, don't know why, but again, the offering person needs to drop some of their plasma onto the cloth or paper and hand that over to the incanter. The incanter is supposed to take that cloth or that paper with the plasma on it and burn it over the flame. Now at this point, everyone has to close their eyes. Not you guys, but in the ritual. And it's really important that they don't open their eyes, allegedly. The incanter must then recite the following words. We summon you, Raven Man, to grace us with your supreme presence. We come to bid you offering of this virgin girl. I swear to God, this video is probably gonna get flagged because of this bullshit. To take as your own and use as you please. Are you fucking kidding me? How about no? Show your form to me so that I may present this gift. Good Lord. Now, the encounter needs to keep saying this until it's completely quiet, silenced. You can't hear a cricket. And once that's happened, he has to open his eyes, snuff out the flame. Allegedly, if this has been done correctly, the Raven Man will appear within the circle. The incanter can ask the Raven Man if he is willing to answer any questions. If the Raven Man declines, proceed immediately to ending the ritual because it's about to be bad news bears for everyone. If the Raven Man agrees, the incanter can ask him 3 questions. He is supposed to have these 3 questions prepared. Pay attention to what the Raven Man tells you. Listen carefully, repeat it in your head a million times so you're going to remember it. If you have ADHD, don't try this. I don't want anyone to try this, but like, we're out. Those of us who have ADHD, we're out. We can't do it. We're not going to remember what he says anyway. What's the point? Anyways, it does warn, do not anger, provoke, irritate, or disrespect the Raven Man. Obvi. Duh. Now, to end the ritual, which if he didn't agree to tell you his wealth of knowledge, you should be already doing this. But to end the ritual, every participant needs to close their eyes and yell,
"Leave us, Raven Man."
The offering must then rush forward and relight the flame. This will banish the Raven Man back to whence he came. Ugh, love a good rhyme. I wish more of these rituals had rhymes. Anyways, that's it for this one. Bye!